Welcome to the Kind of Funny Gamescast for July 29th, 2025. I am Andy Cortez, and I'm joined by the grass-grabbing Greg Miller.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Because you chop the grass down. Then you're picking up plant fibers.
You're grabbing the grass.
But not just straight, I mean,
grabbing grass.
Dry chunks, maybe.
Well,
this guy's never played. This guy's never
You
played.
gotta get the grass, yeah.
That's a plank, though. Again, I'm not just grabbing grass.
And
I don't want people can't come into this review and think you walk into Grounded 2 and you just grab grass.
And
Andy, start playing with us.
And the Scorpion Spear and Snow Bike Mike.
I do be spearing scorpions.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
What?
I wanted to give him the way cooler.
Last night he wanted the bow and arrow, though. You know,
Yes.
yesterday it was bow and arrow, and I was the one out there
for you.
using my spare.
You're
I'm going
clicking
to tell
heads.
you all about it. I'm
You're
going to tell
clicking
you
heads.
about it.
I can't wait
You're
to
gonna
hear
like
all
this.
about it. We are going to be listening to Mike and Greg talk all about Grounded 2 today. It's the review. The embargo is up. This is the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Superchats as we go. What's up, Greg?
I love you. You
love
know
you too,
that. You've known that for a long
Love you
time.
too, big dog.
I love that you're hosting more and more around here.
Yeah.
But of course, I want to. Now we're just having an employee meeting, right?
Okay.
I want to make sure you're getting what you want out of hosting. Do you like reading it verbatim? Should I bullet point it more? Like, what do you want? Because I think
You love the Andy
these shows
Cortez
are
freestyle.
jazz. Yeah, so I don't need you to like. I don't ever want you to feel like you have to be on a script. If you like being on a script, no big deal.
You don't got to be on one.
But you don't
That
have
was a
to
good little flute you did there.
You saw I went sideways.
I didn't know you did flute.
Yeah.
I didn't know
We're
you
here to
had
get
flute
you.
in
We're
your
here to
bag
get
like
you.
that.
Jazz.
Round of applause in the chat for Andy.
I don't mind a verbatim.
Okay.
I like a verbatim, and then I'll kind of scoot off here and there, and then I'll play flute like Mike was
Yeah, I
playing
like
earlier.
when you scoot. I like when you scoot a little
We
bit.
scoot a little bit. We're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. I said that perfectly. After this, it's Kind of Funny Games Daily. I don't know what the topic is yet because Blessing's building it.
He's cooking it.
Yeah, we're doing. Why are we doing them out of order?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking, is this pre-recorded? Is this live? This is live.
live,
Good
buddy.
morning here
Hello.
on
Super
a
chats,
lovely
get 'em in.
Tuesday. We are doing this early because I am leaving for the Battlefield 6 multiplayer event this week. I'll be at the reveal. I'll be giving you all the big news you need to know about.
That's exciting.
Obviously, didn't even give anything
It felt
right
like-
there.
Just queefed over here.
It was like when you're holding back the fart. You start letting it out, like,
So you will see that throughout the week. I'll be keeping you updated and having some fun with the team, probably calling in on certain things. But we are doing this event now because I have to head out to an airplane ride. It's going to be fun.
You got to skedaddle.
I'm going to skedaddle.
That's why you have multiple shoes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you didn't know. So here's the deal. I got multiple shoes,
Yeah,
Greg
tell me
Miller
all
and
about
Andy
the shoes
Cortez,
situation.
okay?
This makes so much more sense.
It does.
When he was like, well, you're going to see him on stream?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to wear the Timbs or I want to wear that. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, well, like people don't really see your shoes. And he's like, oh, they always see your shoes.
You got two options right now.
Yeah.
I have currently my running shoes on, my comfortable, easy tennies, right?
Feels so great at the airport.
They feel so good. And then I have a brand new pair of Nike Blazers, all fresh white, clean, no creases, or my Timberlands. Now, here's the two catches here. Timberlands give you 2 inches. I look great in them,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
Some call me the Adam Sandler of the games industry. I don't know if that's an insult or a positive. We won't worry about that
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. Flip side, they smell a little bit. Not like
Oh.
stanky smell, but like one of those of
Worn.
like, you're like, oh shit, am I going to put this in the bag with all my clean clothes? So now I have this conundrum of, am I getting plastic bags for my tennis shoes to wrap those up, put them in your bag, or am I putting the clean shoes in the clean clothes bag?
Okay, here's the thing.
What do you do?
Big Dog, I think you look great all the time. I don't think you
You're
need
too
the,
good to me.
I don't think you need the Timbs, but just for your just for health and me watching out for a friend.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like those shoes are going to make you feel very uncomfortable throughout this trip.
True.
And that's like comfort's got to be the number one priority.
You know that. Because if I want
On
to be
an
clicking
airport,
heads, if I want to be ripping them to shreds, I got to be comfortable.
You gotta
know?
be
I gotta be
comfy.
comfortable.
You got to put on your best performance.
I always do. I mean, last time I was at the Kronos event, they were clapping for me.
Really?
They weren't clapping for Roger. Roger was out here eating Twinkies.
Was he really?
Yeah, that's accurate. But
Oh.
Roger finished the demo fast and Mike did it. So then they all watched Mike, but then it was like
All
Mike
eyes
got
on
to
him.
the final boss. This is a great Gamescast from yesterday.
Okay.
Got to the final boss of the demo or whatever, but had no bullets. So he had to do the rope-a-dope move where, you know, like he runs around the room and then punches him twice before the guy can swing. He runs away.
So
So it was like
smart.
15 minutes of
Yeah.
Mike just cheap-shotting this guy
Guy's
and running
stunned.
around.
Just great
It was
strategy.
stunned.
Great strategy right there. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is 15 minutes of Greg being on trial. The charge, being a console contrarian.
They'll never get me. They'll never book me.
I mean, it's not only the console contrarian stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yesterday, we pre-recorded Fantastic Four in review, the 2005 movie with Chris Evans looking beautiful, super shredded.
So
Gorgeous.
handsome.
Jessica Alba just doing her best out there.
Michael Chiklis, hot as hell.
Michael Chiklis, hot as hell. But the place that this movie landed in the rankings, I'm just prepping you all for whenever the episode drops tomorrow.
It is an all-timer episode. And it goes on Thursday, I think. An all-timer episode of In Review that is awesome start to finish. There's a section in the middle where it's just me and Tim on set. We loved that quite a bit. And yeah, then it's got one of the best, legitimately stunned reactions I've ever seen from a panel of people to end the show.
Thank you to our Patreon producers,
Sorry, Chris
Carl
Anka.
Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by Mood, Factor, and the Kind of Funny survey. But we'll tell you all about that later. For now, let's start with topic of the show. It's our Grounded 2 review. Let me read the quick little description from Steam. Shrunk again, but the world is much larger. In this open world single player or co-op survival adventure, craft weapons and armor, build your base, and traverse the playground on your buggy. But something else is out there, and it hasn't forgotten you. This is the sequel to 2022's Grounded, and Grounded had an Open Critic score of 82 and a Metacritic of 83. 2022, crazy thing about it. It was that long ago.
Yeah, right.
That long
I mean, that
ago,
also
but
feels like 7
that-
months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was 3 years ago. It's very, very unfortunate. Let's talk about Grounded 2, everybody. I want to know a quick little overview of your all's thoughts.
Oh, great.
And I can get into a review a bit later that you wanted me to read somebody's review.
Oh, I
later
put
on.
in there from, that's my note. Don't worry about it. I'll read it there. I just wanted it somewhere.
Let's get some quick sort of just top view thoughts from Snowbike Mike.
I'm happy to be back. Like that's the Snowbike Mike review / preview.
Oh, not
right
even
now.
just here on the show. You
Just,
mean back
I
and
am
Grounded.
happy to be back in Grounded.
Nice.
The backyard now park is just a quaint, special place to go back to when you talk about survival crafting games. And the team over at Obsidian have clearly built off of what they built in Grounded 1 to now move into Grounded 2, right? I wasn't sure the idea of going to a Grounded 2. I actually was surprised when I hosted their PAX East panel back in Boston. They said, oh, we're actually kind of ending support for Grounded 1. We might be moving on. And I was like, oh, that's so weird. I thought this would last
Go forever.
You'd keep going. But when you jump into Grounded 2 for the first time, you quickly understand, oh, that was the right move. They have taken everything that they've learned from Grounded 1 and they've moved it into Grounded 2. It's the same cast of characters, so you still have Hoops in the squad. I love playing as Hoops. I know you love Willow.
I'm a Willow.
Max is there, but these characters have grown with you. They've been here before. They know the situation, and it's fun to get their dialogue and find the new story. And I know I don't want to suck up most of the time, but this has been a
tough. You're
blast to
doing
jump
great.
into. I'm so happy that Grounded is back, and I'm looking forward to talking more with Greg here.
And just as a reminder before we get to Greg's thoughts, this is co-developed by Obsidian and Eidos Montreal, published by Xbox Game Studios. Greg Miller,
Hi.
What are your top-level thoughts on Grounded 2? Or also, before I get to you, Mike, how much time did you put into it?
I put about 7 hours, 5 on PC where I was really striving and thriving, and then I put in another 2 with Greg over on Xbox to join him for the kind of shared world experience.
Greg, before you give us your thoughts, I see this little ROG ally.
Come on right there. You mean the Ally X, my best
Is it
friend?
the X?
Yeah.
How many hours in total? Where'd you split your time with?
Unless Mike knows a secret way, I don't know. The game isn't tracking me anywhere on hours.
No,
when
I'm
you go
just-
into your save,
yeah.
it's talking about how much time you've spent in the world in game wise. So it's like 16 days, which you know what I mean. And then because I think it's early access and the build we're using, like your Xbox overlay doesn't tell you either. So I would guesstimate, based on the fact that I played it multiple afternoons at my desk for quite some time, I would say between 10 and 15.
Okay.
I would do the 15 is I think on the high end, but one of the reviews I tossed in because I think it sums up so much of how I feel about the game. Put their time at 15, and they're at very similar places that I'm at. So somewhere into that level about it. Yeah.
How many on the Ally, you think? And how did it run?
It runs. I mean, I dialed it down. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But you can take a look there because you got the eyes better than me. I mean, is it like it's running on my Series X, where the game is, of course, gorgeous and looks really great? No, but it was totally usable and fine. I did when Poe and Jack went to on a boat tour. I sat in a coffee shop down and played for like 3 hours, just loving it. Had this Brazilian coffee, this little Brazilian sandwich, the egg sandwich they did down there, right by Ghirardelli Square. I don't remember the name, but I sat there and just played forever on it. And again, totally fine. Served what I needed and did what I want. And I love my Ally X, obviously, as you all know. But what do I think of Grounded 2? Grounded 2 for me is so much like Grounded 1, which is I want so badly to like this game. And it just doesn't click. And I want so badly to love this game. I like it fine. I would, if you guys were like, let's play Grounded tonight, I'd be like, okay, cool. Or we're doing a stream. You want to play? Of course. Yeah. I think there's a lot in here as I mature. Andy, you've seen me,
of course,
through all my
grow up
immaturity
before my eyes.
Exactly. I even when this one dropped, it's like, okay, cool. Grounded 1 launched in early access as well. Mike and I were there day 1, night 1. I remember playing with you, and the second night, and maybe even a third night. And I was very much like, oh, this is early. There's not enough story. There's really not enough to do. I'm going to bounce out. And I never came back.
Was it also one of those Xbox preview games where you have to use the preview app or whatever?
I don't think when we jumped into
no,
it.
they game preview when it was fully out. It was called
Okay.
game preview, but
Gotcha.
yeah, no, not the special app that you would use.
And so you jump ahead to never coming back to it because I'm not a survival guy. Back to the you see me mature thing and whatever. I'm trying to expand my palette. I want to make sure I'm still checking in on genres that traditionally aren't mine because as you know, you and I have talked off camera, right? Like I just started a No Man's Sky playthrough again because I usually start up a No Man's Sky every few years, put between 10 to 20 hours in, and then walk away. And then when I want to play it again for whatever new update, I just start again. I'm not the traditional survival guy. My problem with Grounded 1 was that it had this cool world, but I didn't feel like it had a cool story. When I went to the Xbox event down in LA for SGF, they book you all these behind closed doors demos and they don't tell you what it is because the games aren't announced. So when everything got announced and they finally gave me my final schedule and it said Grounded 2, there was okay. I went in there with Obsidian. I got the, whole run of show of what this game is and why it's different, all these different things. Sat down and played the demo and enjoyed my time enough that I was like, you know what? When review code comes, when we get the chance, I want to jump in this and give this the college try. And so being on the other side of the college try, the 10 to 15, I'm not going to be playing this beyond this. And again, I think it's very interesting. I prefer, I don't know how Mike's going to feel about it. It's early access. All these different, I'd like to not give a score on this and just talk about it because number one, I feel like I'm outside of my genre bubble. So this isn't something that I'm well versed in. Like, I don't think I'm the survival guy. And number two, I think it's more of an interesting discussion for me than saying if it's good, bad, or the other, just to talk about how it makes me feel. And I think that's the big thing about it. Because again, I want to like this game, but I found myself doing what's here. There is a story this time around at launch, right? The voice acting
was there not last time?
There's a very little story.
When they launched last time,
Very thin.
we were able to knock it out in a day,
Yeah.
where we needed to progress, and then it stopped. So
Gotcha.
yeah, that's why he got off pretty quick.
And so, yeah, they put that in here and it's good. But again, I feel like there's too few carrots at the end of the stick to really motivate me to keep going. And more importantly, I felt like every time I went off to get the carrot at the end of the stick, I was talking to Mike yesterday. I was like, it's like you're climbing a hill and halfway down the game steps up and just kicks you in the fucking face and you tumble back down. And this many hours in, I would have hoped that I would be through the curve of, okay, I've had the moment where I'm getting my ass handed to me by everything, but now 10 to 15 hours in, I've got the better weapon, I've got the best thing, I can hold my own, but it still is the run off and get slaughtered for me and feel like, what was this all for? What was this all worth it?
So you think you're getting to a spot progression-wise where, okay, I think I might have good enough gear to kind of feel like I'm worth a damn in this game, and then what? The enemies are just too tough, or
mosquitoes are
level
still
scaling
going to
doesn't
swoop in and get me and kill me. There's going to be a spider over there that's whatever, just too powerful.
It's
the
really
wolf
dangerous
spiders are
out
fucking
there.
chasing me.
Yeah, the park is very dangerous.
You need to be careful, everybody.
You'll have your little home set up, and you'll be kind of safe in your bubble. But when you adventure out of that bubble, Grounded 2 is very I don't want to call it very difficult, but like it is punishing out there. And you will be hunted, you will be stalked, and at every other moment you will hear the battle music come on and you'll go,
Threat
oh
detective.
shit,
Threat
like,
detective.
I'm not ready for that. Or like, I'm just trying to harvest this clay right now. Let's chill, everybody. And like, there's always a threat out there. There's always something that wants to come after you. And it's going to be, I mean, you know that dance, Andy, so well coming off of Dune right now, right? It's like, there's a dance of progressing the story and trying to see what's next. And also, hey, I really have to sit and I need to build and I need to craft and I need to take a lot of extra time that might be kind of slow or boring and find that joy in going, hey, I got to go get clay. Now I got to go get thistle needle. I got to go get the weed. I got to get dry grass. Like there's this blend there where it's like you kind of got to go both ways here and then sometimes really park the bus. And Grounded 2 really, I think, makes you park the bus if you're not playing co-op. I was so surprised that Greg came out so positive on Grounded 2 from the preview, which I expected, but he was interested and excited to play. And I was like, man, that's not really your cup of tea, Greg. This is wild. But I knew, like, I think this is more for a co-op experience. When you're out there solo, it felt like a lot of cheesing, Andy, of like, I'm getting attacked by 2 scorpions, 2 spiders. If I didn't climb up on a piece of grass that they couldn't attack and bow and arrow them to death, I would have no shot as a solo player without really putting in the extra hours to build out a loadout that might have gotten me close enough to fight by myself on the ground.
Are there any accessibility settings or anything to make the experience a little less of a headache for somebody who super isn't into survival games or somebody who wants to experience the game without the systems constantly bearing down on them?
So right now, no. There's difficulty. You can go in and I think it must be mild, medium, hard, I would assume, or maybe it's just medium and mild, I forget. And there is a custom game settings, but right now when you go over it, it's like not available yet. So I think, again, this is early access. This game's going to be updated and go for it. And I really do, again, I know I'm sounding negative. I want to make sure you understand that I'm not the survival guy. This was me stretching and trying something different, right? So this is just going to be my impressions as a non-survival game player. But I would imagine when those come in, I'd be interested to go back and kick the tires.
Slide that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you'll have the thirst and the hunger bar rattling at you, and you'll always have to be mindful.
Which I didn't mind. Like I'm going to stop you a few times because I want to make sure to the audience that I know I see people getting pissed off at me. Like I'm not mad at the survival tendencies. I don't mind eating and drinking. I turn that shit on in Starfield and other games too, not good games. Not just
I just want to make sure the audience knows, like, yeah, there are the options, right? You can be like, hey, I want this easy mode, no thirst and hunger here. Hey, let's make it more difficult so the enemies are tougher. But there's been a larger focus in combat in Grounded 2, Andy, as opposed to Grounded 1, right? Like, we built off of Grounded 1 with this great survival crafting game, this really fun narrative weaved in there, and it had combat at some of its core, but it wasn't like, hey, this is the core. It was the whole survival crafting world. Now, this time around, they've really focused on that, right? You can now be a stealth assassin. You can be the bow and arrow person. You could be a mage. And they've built that with like small loadouts that you can now click on with different passive abilities. You can make charms, which will be like, hey, your bow, when you charge it up, does 10% more damage, right? And so you can kind of spec yourself out to be like, hey, I want to do this and that. And I think that's what leads to more of like, you should play this with friends, because when you do fight the scorpion, there's going to be 3 of you running around. Hey, you take aggro. Okay, I'm going to back up and heal. When it's just you, that scorpion is on top of you all the time.
And I think, again, that was an interesting thing of when they sent out codes, PR was very much like, we're sending you 4 codes, or we enabled 4 of you. Like, it works best together. Like, they drive that home and stress it, but obviously a single player perspective is still interesting and needed, right?
Yeah.
And so that was back to where I was with this game of like, even though it would be like, you have to go here and do this thing, I would go there and it like, there's this, a big part of Grounded that they're going to sell you on, as they should, is buggies, which of course is bugs you can ride. This, for early access, you can ride a red soldier ant and you can ride an orb weaver spider. They'll add
not
more
only
over
mobility,
time.
but also combat.
Exactly. Yeah. They can fight, they can move, they can chomp things down too to collect. So that, and they have a nice collection ring when you do it and stuff. Riding the ant, who is the first one you get, is awesome. And I should say I didn't get the spider, so I can only speak to the ant. Is awesome. You see, you're picking up the grass planks there. Like, this is an amazing addition. I think it, especially for a map this big that you want to traverse, this is the way to go. But the problem is, like, first off, without it, you're constantly being threatened, chased, hunted, even when you're after one little thing or whatever, to a point that I just don't think is fun, because it ends with me going, oh fuck, I gotta run. So and it's not that I can't beat this enemy in combat, so I'm just gonna run, which means then I'm getting tired, which I'm cutting through grass trying to get them to clip on the grass so I can get away. I digress though. To get the ant, right, is this mission where you have to go into an ant hill and you have to get a red soldier ant egg. 5 missions before, in the very opening, you went to a different anthill where eggs are just everywhere. You got an egg, great. I came back with like 7 eggs, and so when this happened, I was like, oh, I'm already ready to go. And then I was like, oh, this isn't the red ant soldier egg. This is a specific. So then you have to go to this anthill, and Andy, this was fucking Mount Everest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though you're going down, you go down, and the ants were just fucking on you immediately. And I was like, okay, again,
you're in their territory.
Maybe this is this. Well, no, it's like eventually they aren't. It's just the soldier ants. The little ants don't care. Whatever. But you have to go so fucking deep into this goddamn anthill to get the fucking egg. And then I finally, after so many deaths, I finally get the egg and I start going. And then it turns out, of course, if they hit me, I drop it. And it's like, oh my God, I'm like fucking throwing it like a football, just trying to advance. And it's like, this is so annoying. And I was like, this is, you know, me playing and being like, well, I suck. Clearly, this is my usual circle with the game of like, I suck, or I'm just doing this too early. But I've already made the smoothie thing, and I've already made my house, and you want to talk about a good boost to your ego. Yesterday, when Mike jumped in my world, he's like, all right, Greg, I'm impressed. Because I think Mike jumped in expecting me not to have done any of the stuff. Like, I had a house, I had the things,
Nice.
I had defenses. Like, I'm playing the fucking game.
It was good.
Anyways, I'm like, okay, it must just be me. So then when Mike was like, yo, this anthill sucks, right? I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, they do a really fun job of like, when you think of Grounded, you think of a really awesome little narrative weaved inside of this survival crafting game. But this time around, they've added a lot more to that, Andy, to kind of keep you going, that carrot on the stick mentality of, oh, I got a little nibble, there's more. So now, not only is there a narrative that you'll follow the main branching story, but there's also like small side objectives that will give you raw science, which is kind of your equivalent to upgrades where you can go buy things with raw science to give you more cooking power, more home decor, stuff like that, and then also upgrade your Omni tool. But you are flooded the moment you walk out into the open world of just objective, and there's so many that they don't even know which one to put on the screen anymore. So we'll go from your main objective to now a side one where it's like, hey, Greg, make 5 smoothies for me, and they're great objectives to help you learn how to play the game and keep you kind of going. Similar to Dune, how when me and Andy and Nick got on, it was like, hey, do all X, Y, and Z. We'll give you some points for that. Now you're learning the game. They've done a really good job with that of like, hey, why don't you go make me a little spinning wheel? And you're like, oh, okay, like I want the raw science, so of course I'll do it. And then you go make it, and now you learn what you can do with that. But they blend so much that it wants you to slow down, but at the same time, what Greg brought up with the Red Anthill, 1, I love that they introduced the mount so early. 2, they introduced that very early, where it's like, mission 4, maybe, you were going off and fighting in this red anthill, and if you don't have a torch with you, if you're not good at navigating, if you're not good at combat, you're going to be punished for about 20 to an hour, right? It was like a lot to go down, go and find these red ant soldiers that will fight you, and if the little ants see that you're fighting the big ant, they'll get involved. So now you have 4 on top of you. You finally find the egg. You have to go back up. Of course, things have respawned by then. You're going out a different entrance. There's even more. And as Greg says, you're holding it like a little football, so you can't do anything else. So it's, oh, here he is. I drop it. I got a bow and arrow it. Then I grab it again, come out. And it's like, that was a task to do that. And so when you finally get the mount, it feels really earned and awesome. But at the same time, playing solo, it was like, this is frustratingly hard.
But then I was like, all right, I got the mount now. Clearly, I'll be able to fucking hold my own against a scorpion. No, scorpions are still fucking killing me left and right. These fucking spiders are still a threat. I'm like, God damn it.
Is there any indication as to what levels you should be fighting these things at? Do you ever see, like, or does that just come with experience where you go, oh, you're 5 hours in, do not bother with the black scorpions, but the yellow ones are fine or whatever?
I think it comes, I mean, Mike, you're the grounded guy, but like from a non-grounded perspective and somebody who has played plenty of survival games and games in general.
How much Grounded 1 did you play?
I think literally just those first 3 nights.
Oh, okay.
Where I was like, okay, I feel we beat the story and now we're just fucking around.
I'm
like,
super interested, yeah.
Yeah, I was there because I wanted the Honey I Shrunk the Kid story.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm building a house or whatever, which I know I'm not trying to force on the game, obviously. So for me, I think in this one, there's not that. And I think that comes with time. And I think that would come with playing with your friends. And I think it's going to come, especially with guides and shit. Because there was a moment that broke me where I was like, where the fuck is item X? Where I was like hitting people up, and I joined the reviewer Discord, where I'm like, what the fuck is this? Where do I find the goddamn thing?
That's when desperation sets in, when you hit up the reviewer Discord.
And so it was like, but I think again, like when there's millions of guides and things to go through and do, like again, for me as an objective gamer, I mean, as somebody who chases objectives in the games, when the main objective is go to the thing and do the thing, I'm like, let's go do it. And when I was then eating shit doing it, I was like, all right, cool, let's pump the brakes. Then it would be like, I just want to explore the map. I love opening up a map, right? But I'd run around the map and find something cool and collect a bunch of cool shit, but then a mosquito would fucking see me and I'm fucking dead. And so then it's like, all right, let's go back and get that backpack, even though it was across the map and I don't have the ant. So then I'd go, but on the way there, I'd get a wolf spider who would chase me and I'd kill me. And like, all right, well now I have there's 7 backpacks out there. I don't even remember what had the cool thing in it anymore or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And so like, I think there's going to be, as with all of these kind of games, a community and narrative surrounds, or community and wikis and all that jazz that'll really help you do it. But for me, when I want, okay, so like, but the point I was trying to make, sorry, I put the side objective, I'll go do something else. All right, cool. I don't want to fucking go get killed again from my backpack. I will just build my house now. I will build my house and build my water tank and do all this stuff. And then I built it and I was like, now what? And again, this is me as not that person, because the answer is, well, now decorate it, make chairs and make these things. And it's like, I
made 3 beds for me and Mike and Nick and
cool.
Dune Awakening.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to do that. So then it was like, I feel like there's these big objectives for the big cool story stuff, but then there's not side objectives that I think a few side missions and smaller things like that would help me out rather than just build to build. Because I don't want to, I mean, this, obviously this acorn house is built here. It looks awesome, but it's like, that's not what I was looking for out of this experience. I wanted to keep being pulled on the story. The Omni tool. I mean, there's so much to talk about that is awesome in this game. I don't want to get hung up on this.
I can't wait to dive deeper into the rest of the game's systems, but we'll have to wait until a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Mood. Let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges. From sleepless nights to stress-filled days, Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends. They'll deliver them discreetly right to your doorstep, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code KINDAFUNNY. I've been having a great time trying out their different gummies and am loving how each one feels. And each one is crafted using federally legal cannabis grown on small, family-owned American farms. No pesticides, no BS, and they can ship to most states in the U.S. Best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code KINDAFUNNY. So head to Mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you are dealing with. And remember to use promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout to save 20% on your first order. That's Mood.com, Mood.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This episode's brought to you by Factor. Summer is here, baby. That means more sun, more light, but it should not mean more hours inside cooking. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Multiple people here at Kinda Funny have been loving their experience with Factor, and you can too. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown. With nutritious breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts, Factor has your whole day covered. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off for 50% off plus free shipping.
We need you. It's been a few years since we've done a big ol' audience survey to determine who watches our stuff, where you watch it, and what sorts of products you're open to seeing in terms of sponsors. We've boiled this down to a handful of simple questions that shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to complete. Oh, and all of your answers will be completely anonymous, and we want you to be as honest as possible. Head over to kindafunny.com/survey to participate. Thanks.
Before we hop into some super chats, I want to thank Real Zombro and J Mag for using their Twitch Prime. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, You have Twitch Prime. Nobody's going to join me on the harmony?
You
there?
have Twitch Prime.
You have Twitch Prime. Let's get into the super chats. We have a birthday tax super chat from John Van Pelt 6806 says it's about time for me to say it's my birthday. Here's a birthday tax.
Happy birthday, Big John.
Happy birthday.
Go play Grounded.
We have a non grounded related super chat from Snake Eater who just says, I want to shout out two indies I've been obsessed with. The King is watching a Primal Planet. Check them out, everyone. They're great. The King is Watching is a game that I wanted to check out on Steam Next Fest like maybe last year. Didn't get to it, but I'm happy to know that it's awesome and it's living up to people's expectations. But let's get the rest of y'all super chats in. Give us everything you got questions-wise about Grounded 2 so our panel can answer any questions you all would like to get into. I want to get more into a bit more of the specifics. You all already talked about some of the trials and tribulations playing solo. And I think usually whenever we bring up or talk about any sort of survival game that is multiplayer based, it's always, can I play this solo? And you sounds like maybe not the best call right now.
Yeah.
Until difficulty stuff is maybe, added in with the accessibility stuff with.
I think you just need to know what you're getting into. Of course, that it will be a little more on the difficult side for you solo playing. I would encourage you to really slow down and be mindful, but there's some roadblocks. You're definitely going to get hit with some moments where it's difficult, and I think that might deter people unless there's some difficulty settings you can dive into and maybe slide it and adjust it on the fly is where I would prefer to be, because I just think of that first night when you get the call, right? And it's like, hey, I'm sending an army of ants at you. Be prepared. And next thing you know, it's pitch black outside. You're trying to fight off about 4 hordes, and it becomes, I'm going to cheese this, and I'm going to hide behind something.
And again, yeah, so what Mike's talking about is there's this tower defense mechanic in the game, right? You have an antagonist this time who is sending out bugs to come attack you, right? Attack your base wherever you set it up. And there'll be a countdown, and there'll be calls. You'll know it's coming. The first time they introduced this, I'd already built my house, and then it was like it taught me to build like basically little logs with spikes on them to stop stuff.
Real quick, is this something happens every third day, or is this just like a randomized?
Random, you get a call, right? That it's coming to attack.
This is a narrative thread that
Okay.
you'll get a call, and it seems like it's going to happen more often than just once.
Okay.
It's happened to me a couple times, yeah. And so, like, the idea then is, like, you go to your base and you hole up and you have all these different defenses. One of the trailers we were watching there, there's, like, turrets this time around and all these things you can put down.
Automated type stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But, like, back to it of, like, I think that's the, my issue with it is, like, the cheesing of it, of the game. Any success I had here, I felt was hollow because I cheesed it. I didn't earn it. Even getting the red ant egg, right? Like, when I finally got that out, it wasn't oh my God, I did it. It was like, oh my God, I did it. Let's get this fucking thing back over here so I can do it. And so even this thing was like, lay the tire tracks down, the, spiky tires or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. The log with the spikes on them. And then I didn't know I was building for this. Once I did that is when I was like, we're coming to attack you. I was like, oh shit, okay. So like, these giant bugs show up that should kill me. And I'm like, fuck that. And I went in my house and I closed the door. And then they all just kept bumping into the thing I put out front. And then the ones that would get over the spikes to my window, they couldn't come in my house. So I just walked up to the wall and stabbed them through the wall and killed them. And I was like, well, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't, again, I survived this encounter and now I have an easy way. Every time it's happened, I'm just like, oh, go in my room, shut the door, stab him through the wall. I was like,
this wasn't like Icarus, Mike, where the bear would break in through our front door.
Yeah, they didn't break in, but it was like Icarus of like, we have the spike fence and they just run into the spike fence and then they die right away.
Himself.
So it's like, yeah, Greg learned the tool that they asked him to use, which was the spike wall, but at the same time, yeah, he's just poking an ant through the wall right there. But like, yeah, I do want to highlight some positives, Andy, on the combat side of things. They have a perfect block now that is essentially like a parry for you, where if you block, it will be repelled back, kind of stunned for a second, and you can get in after it. Has a bunch of cool different weapons, which they've already had before, but like I said, you can really kind of dial in your play style with the armor matching the weapon of how you want to be. You can get red ant, little teeth claws, whatever they're called. The
pincers or whatever.
Yes, and then you turn those into like little dual blades, which I think you would like. And so there's some fun stuff to be had on the combat side. Yeah, I just think it will be elevated with friends.
When we talk about how me and Greg are really looking forward to Outer Worlds 2,
hell yeah,
because it's not necessarily that Avowed really did a whole lot for me story-wise, but gameplay-wise, so much fun. and you figure Obsidian has a lot of systems and tools to maybe share with the whole development team. So you felt like combat was great and there was a lot of variety with weapons, or like when you mentioned the different classes, I wrote down, you mentioned like mage type classes. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, kind of. You're gonna have a wand, and you'll be able to throw things at a character, and it's kind of like casting spells. Of course, you'll have the bow and arrow, and then you'll have the single sword with the shield. You have a big hammer. You can have the dual blade. So they just give you kind of more ways to play and have all of us, if we were four playing, unique different styles. So it's like everybody can be somewhere differently on the battlefield and still be contributing instead of just surrounding and hacking and slashing.
What was your class, Greg?
I just stuck with the most basic stuff. Mike, when you turned it on yesterday, you were shocked that I didn't do the hammer, right? I was using the larva lance. So I had, this giant staff with then the pincer of a red ant on the tip of it or whatever.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
I could run. I was just spear class. So I just wanted to get up close, do a charge attack, hit you that way, dodge out of the way.
Is that
I had a weevil shield, so I'd be doing that. So basically spear and shield.
Is that something that you're customizing when you're saying, I'm making this weapon, but I can put the ant...
No.
You
have a whole set when you go into your crafting. You have a whole set of like what it can actually. I guess I have to go to the table probably for weapons, but you have to. There's a whole set. Of what
Okay, so modification doesn't go as deep as maybe Avowed did, Greg. I know Avowed had a lot of custom things where you could say, I want this to have. Whenever I parry, I can choose from these two abilities.
None of that.
None of that.
No.
Okay.
So you go in here and it's just like, do you want the pebble spear, the crimson spear,
gotcha.
the larva lance, what kind of shield do you want?
Are some of these legendary items that you're finding that are really rare?
You're not. Well, no
you're
legendary you're
crafting
finding.
your
So you
stuff.
craft, but as you see, like you get to see, right, your damage, your stun, your
getting
speed,
better.
your critical, right?
Gotcha.
So you can see through and go see what would be giving you the best off of any of that stuff.
Mike, one thing I love about Dune Awakening is how it didn't really feel like you had to move heaven and earth to get a lot of materials. One really nice thing about you break one little pile of rock and it feels like you had a lot of stone. You weren't constantly doing the dance that we've had. We've done the dance with a million times with a lot of survival games where it's like, I'm just trying to find this one stupid thing, but it won't drop. I've broken 12 of these things. I have no drop so far. It was very bountiful with the amount of materials they were giving you. How do you feel that compares in Grounded 2? Do you feel like they were really fair? Do you feel like whenever you did have enough that maybe you had a mission that asked for those same materials and you're like, oh, fuck, I guess I can't use the materials for my house now or whatever?
Well, the backyard or the park now is very bountiful of things around you. So you never feel like it's like, oh, I'm dying for this. But I would say that it's not like Dune where you walk away going, man, I just got 30 of that, right? It's more like 5, 10, 2, 7. It's very small numbers because a lot of the items that you build are on a smaller scale than Dune. So there's never a moment where you're like, I'm desperately in need of this because the park is so bountiful and you can find it. But there are moments where you're like, oh man, now I got to go back for clay again. And like, now I need that clay resource to respawn. Or that means I got to go farther into the park, which means more threats just to find that. Those were the small hiccups that I found. Most of the time I could find anything I wanted. They do a really good job of having an encyclopedia of all the items that you can have. I wish they took it one step farther and said, hey, here's where you can find it, right? There's like...
And they do. This is one of the things I want to compliment so much. When you're on the map here, you can hit Y and put it into Resource Finder. And then you can go through and look, and it will okay, cool. I need to go find Blueberry Chunk. You go there, you hit it, bam. It'll light up the map and show you where it is.
Yeah, so when you're in the encyclopedia and it's just writing down all the things, I wish there was like here's what it is, you're reading about it. Here's a photo of where you can find. Here's like what it looks like to find it, right? Because you're looking for little thistle needles to be able to make bow and arrows, and it will show you this. You'll read about it, and you're like, okay, well, just put a picture underneath this because it's a giant text bubble, right, Andy? And it's only one sentence of text. So there's just this giant dead zone. It's like, just put the photo of what it is next to it so I know where I can go find this item right there. But they do a good job of running it down through that, which I like as well.
Yeah, so this is to get into why I do like Grounded 2. You know what I mean? Why, if I was scoring it, I wouldn't be like tanking it by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think my opinion carries as much weight as somebody who loves survival games. But like, this was the stuff that I did really dig, Andy, where it was like my first hours of Grounded 2 were completely ignoring the story, and it was, all right, let's get resources. This is not okay. I've built my little lean-to where I'll sleep. I'm staying right outside the initial, scientific research center or whatever. So I have my access to all the stuff that I can, go in there to assign, analyze the part, to get the raw science, to upgrade the thing, to upgrade the character, to unlock more stuff. Awesome. And then it was, all right, let's start making chests. Where can I store things? Okay, great. Let's make the workbench. And that's why I have this like double row of all the different stands on what to do and what to use, because I was doing that. And again, I missed the research finder. I'm not a resource finder early on. And when I finally found it, I was like, oh my God, what a godsend of here's what I need to do. And where is clay? Where is this? Where do I go get that? Where can I find these creatures or whatever? So I had so much fun doing that. Again, where the criticism comes in is that I loved wandering the map. Like this is, this is the fog of war, right? You can see that I've pulled it all back. Like I've actually gone through, there's some there, right? But I went everywhere I could go for the most part, right? This is a red line that you can't cross. Like I've bumped into the edges of the map because I want to be that guy.
It's a big ass world.
Yeah, especially on foot. When the ant gets there, it gets very much smaller, which is great. You can because this was a fucking journey, and again, this was the demoralizing. I get all the way over here. Wow, there's something I've never. I'm fucking dead. Fuck. Okay. But expanding all that out and finding all that was great. But then it would be the thing of I get sniped by whatever creature that was over there when I was like, I just wanted to see what was over this hill and do that. And I understand that's the push and pull of these games.
Yeah.
But the actual crafting, surviving, again, what draws me to No Man's Sky, again, I'm going to go in there and find that carbon deposit to go do this, to go build this, to go whatever, right? Like that's here and I like that. It was just for me, difficulty keeps coming up, but for me, it would just be the annoyance of the things coming out to get me when I'm like, well, just fuck off for right now. I don't need to fight you right now, you stupid little things that look like ticks. Mites. I don't need to fight you, mites. Get out of here. Yeah. You're annoying me.
Any ticks in the game?
No, not yet. Not for me. I don't know.
The little mites are like
mites
ticks,
look like ticks.
Okay, gotcha.
But they ain't ticks. Nobody sleep on ticks.
Another beautiful, detailed world, Andy. I mean, the park
Unreal
is
Engine
gorgeous.
5.
Just like the backyard, you are going to get lost in it. The fun part about this is there's a bunch of hidden molars out there, the milk molars, that will give you upgrades as well. So you're always encouraged to kind of look around that corner, see what you could find inside of a plastic cup that's been left on the ground, jump into some sort of glass bottle that has raw science in it. It is so much fun to go over the next hill, see that vista point, and see a bunch of pink raw science all over the map and go, I'm going to get up to that one day, or I'm going to find how to climb up there. And then sure enough, you'll play the 20 minutes of navigating to it, climbing up the side. And it's just that constant, I'm going to keep exploring. I'm going to keep going. They have that all the time in this game, which I really, really enjoy. And a really fun narrative. Spoilers for Grounded 1, the kids are back, right? And they're small again.
Yeah.
They got out of the backyard. Now they're back, right? And you wake up, you're small again. You go, oh my gosh, I'm back. But the kids now kind of know what's going on. They've been through this before. And you have this fun little narrative going on of course, the bad guys, the people who created the research development. You're like, I don't want to team up with you, but now they're calling and you're talking. And you have these fun little dialogue moments with dialogue options here that you can choose. Nothing crazy that will like bend the game. But
it's not an RPG like Obsidian, like I would have hoped
But
for.
there's fun moments where I can be like, well, Hoops, you know what? Tell her you don't want to talk to her no more. And Hoops will be like, we're good here. Or, hey, let's learn some more. And you can keep clicking through the little dialogue buttons.
Is Hoops a playable character?
Yes. That's one of the 4.
So if Greg selects Hoops and jumps into your world, how does that mess with the narrative at all?
No, you're always going to
get blocked out.
Yeah,
right?
you'll be one of the 4.
Okay.
So it's that thing of if you jumped into my world, you don't bring in your character.
I also started on Xbox, so I have no idea.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
I restarted to play with Greg, so I didn't bring my Steam stuff.
I'll see who I can jump in. Maybe I can get a random game right now for you.
Yeah, I guess one thing that kind of just throws me off is like the not having the player agency of like this isn't my creative character. That's one thing I love so much about survival games, really like immersing yourself and this is my dude in this world. Does that change for you at all where you're like, you have to pick a character who is already predetermined in who they are? And
well, these kids are great, so I have no problem. They're a lot of fun. They all have their different quirks about them that make you smile when they give the one-liners. And it's not like they're not talking a bunch, but they'll give you the fun little voiceover where you go, oh, that's cute. Like, shout out to you.
Okay.
But then the player agency is, well, what am I using? What am I building? What am I wearing, right? How does my house look? How do I create that?
Yeah,
what is the outfits that I want? So that's where I find like my player agency in this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to next. What does character customization look like? How deep does it go? Is it mainly just costumes, or not just costumes, but armor pieces, or are you editing your character's hair at all or anything like that?
It's just armor and weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. Your character's a static-based character. You're just going to always be hoops with the pink t-shirt or whatever color it is, and you'll put stuff on top of it.
Gotcha. Do you all think you're going to continue this video game?
Yeah, I have a small problem. All of my friends love Dune, and it is a big problem because my friends are deep into Dune right now, and this game has come out where my friends are fully into Dune, and as much fun as I had on this, Dune is also really, really great, and I want to play more Dune. I want to go explore Arrakis in the deep desert, and now we have another great survival crafting game that my friends could do the exact same thing on for hours on end, right? Like everything we've just done in Dune, we could replicate that and get another 40 to 60 hours in Grounded, right? And it's just at this one moment right now where my friends are all playing Dune. I don't think I can tell them, hey, let's drop what we're doing and go play another survival crafting game. It's tough when you're on the cycle. But if my friends weren't on this, I think I would have a much easier sell of like, hey, everybody, Grounded 2's out. It's got a good little narrative. They got enough for us to give about 20 to 40 hours in. Let's go get lost in it. And I think they all would say yes because we've played Grounded 1.
Are you scoring this one?
No, I won't. Not until we play deeper. Similar to Dune, this is one of those games you won't get enough out of 10, 15 hours. You got to get deep into it to start putting a score on it. And with the early access, this is going to evolve all the time.
Right.
Of course.
When next thing I know, I'll hit it and I'll say, not enough story. They'll be like, guess what, Mike? 3 weeks from now, here's more story.
We got so much story.
Do you know how much story you've experienced, like missions wise, or does it feel like you're in the middle of like the second act where maybe the bad guy's doing?
No, I still feel. I still feel like I'm early. I think I've gone over the hump of the beginning, and me and Greg are right where with each other, where I think we have gone past the beginning. We're cresting the first part of like the intro. Chapter 1 is what I would call that. I think we're going to start moving into chapter 2, and I don't know how much farther past that they have, but that's where I would put us now. We've been introduced to a new character, right? So you wake up, you're like, oh man, I'm small again. I'm in the park. The evil corporation's like, hey, we got to work together so we can get you out of there. Maybe you can help us. And we're like, no, we want to find Burgle, the cute robot.
We
right?
love Burgle.
We love Burgle. Like,
Who's Burgle?
Burgle is the cute robot from Grounded 1. You'll remember he had the little cute multicolored mustache.
Makes a return. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Wow.
And so Burgle's out there lost, okay?
We got to save Burgle.
Somebody might have Burgle. And so your goal is to go find Burgle and also maybe work with the evil corporation, but maybe not. You'll never know. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. So
It's
they
like
got stuff
Shinra.
to go.
You don't know how evil they are. Like,
Well, it's like, they're turning people small, so we can't get behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we got a new. Do you remember the bad guy's name here? The woman who's leading.
She's so much fun. No,
she's awesome. Whoever she has a really great performance.
voice
Adds a
acting.
lot of
Really
really
great
great stuff.
performance.
Really fun to have every conversation with her. I'm a big fan.
I wanna-
To answer your question, which I didn't like. For me personally, like no, I don't think if y'all wanted to play Grounded tonight, I'd be like, well, I got to play Redacted, and well, I'd like to go play more Pokemon, so I wouldn't. But I will be interested for, hey, we've updated and added this and done this, and also then when it is like, oh, here's a better build and here's what's going on. Will I come back seriously for it? I don't know, but again, that's just not. I'm not a survival guy.
Okay, I like that. I want to thank Let's Go TiVo for subscribing for 14 months using their Prime. Appreciate you using your Prime on us. Remember, get your super chats in, everybody. I think that's going to wrap up the Grounded conversation. But you know, as we're on the topic of early access and things like that, last night one of my big exciting early access video games got a massive update. Game called Witchfire.
Oh no shit!
Talked about it before. Huge update last night. This seems to be maybe one of the final ones until the game comes out. Probably not. Maybe it's a Hades situation where they keep on doing more and more updates. But for anybody who's... thank you for the video, Kevin. For anybody who has heard me talk about Witchfire or has any sort of interest in it at all, it's a first-person shooter roguelite. The game keeps getting better and better and deeper with systems, and they added a whole new sort of tutorial system because oh god, those enemies are the worst, where they felt like they weren't teaching players how to play it well enough. I think the weapons are fantastic. I think the abilities are great, and progression is just so much fun. And I understand, oh man, I don't want to play a roguelite type deal, or whenever I mention in this game, it's kind of like an extraction shooter, but not in the way you think of it, not in the way you think of extraction shooters where it's a multiplayer type game and you got to try to get the loot and shoot the other team. It's more of think of extraction as your way to just leave the world without trying to go after the boss. Each world will have its big boss that you could try to explore through. And if you are in a level progressing and you're doing well, but maybe you realize you're super low on health and maybe the world is getting really, really dangerous because it's kind of like GTA. The more damage you do, the witch level goes up. And then once the witch level hits like 5 out of 5, then she sends like just a lot of bad shit towards you. If you do happen to survive that, or if you are trying to escape, you can extract with what you got and say, fuck that, I'm peacing out. I'm not even going to try for the boss. I made a lot of progress. I gathered a lot of materials. I have a lot of money or whatever to then level up to buy later things in the video game. Then you can extract at one of the portals on the map. And it kind of becomes a very scary, like, action movie type of deal where it's like, oh my God, get to the goddamn portal. Witchfire just continues to get better and better. And I'm already calling this as like being like a 2026 contender.
Goddamn.
Yeah, because they announced that it'll likely be 2026 whenever they do hit 1.0. Yeah, this game's been in... And for the people who are worried about early access titles, this game, I think I first played it in 2023 on the Epic Game Store early access. Maybe it was even 2022, I forget. But then 2024, it finally came to Steam early access. And it's been there for a while, kicking ass, and they've been kicking ass with development. So Witchfire rocks. It feels great.
Oh, yeah.
It looks great. It's awesome. Another little early access gem for you right there. I've been getting a lot of early access gems.
A lot of early access games out there.
A lot of early access games.
Like almost kind of too many. I did also download a game called, let me just prep for the laugh. He is Coming. Oh, wow, we're all mature suddenly.
We all know he's coming.
A lot of
Been coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He is risen. He'll be back.
A lot of mature people on the podcast.
A lot of people are going to be up in arms when he comes back. Going to be a lot of good guys, a lot of bad guys.
You seen the new South Park yet?
Oh, yeah. Great stuff.
Jesus is trying to sit at my lunch table.
I thought that this game was going to be very similar to Deathloop. It's an auto battler.
Oh, okay.
I love Deathloop, or not Deathloop, sorry. Loop Hero.
Yeah.
I love Loop Hero. Loop Hero is a mobile game. It also plays on PC and Switch and kind of anywhere you want to play a video game. But auto battlers are just really cool. Turn your mind off and level up your character and hope that they can, just survive the night or whatever. He is Coming looks like it's doing something similar. I tried it out. It wasn't doing exactly what I want, and I don't know if that's just the danger, and maybe I was just a little too early into it, but I hope it keeps on progressing because I just love the art style. Very, very basic kind of almost 1-bit style art. There's no shading on characters. It's just here's a color block, and we're going to show you a knight and a dragon. But essentially your character, it's not necessarily auto battler in the way that Loop Hero was, where Loop Hero, you would create your track and your character would just kind of go on the track by itself night after night. This one, you are controlling where you're going and deciding, oh, the knight's about to hit, I should hit this little campfire, or I could go after this little dragon boss or whatever. Really, really kind of basic looking game. It's super cute though. And of course, I don't even think it's early access, but Mike, I love last night just hopping off my Witchfire stream and walking upstairs, firing up my ornithopter.
He's doing it.
Just flying out to go do some missions. Maybe dropping my ornithopter because I don't really know how to fly it at times.
Sure.
But man, Mike, we got to get you a thought.
Are you going to get real and put this on your game of the year? Like, are you going to be real and give the respect that Dune Awakening deserves?
At this
and
point,
put it
you've
on your
got
top
to.
10?
There's too many problems with it for me to.
Because this game has shown that it's a contender in 2025.
Like, it is. I mean, obviously, it's taken over 100 hours of my time.
Mm-hmm.
but I still look at the core systems and I'm like, we need more enemy variety. We need like there's still so much that they can improve on to make this game truly awesome. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Mike. Maybe I pull a you and I put Deadlock at number 1, like you did that one.
You got to give respect to Dune. It's very good. There's a couple of games in the whole nother Gamescast. Which games are going to get the shade this year? Okay?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter definitely going to get the shade.
Monster
That's
Hunter's the Helldivers too of
The
last year.
Shaft is what you mean.
The
The
shaft.
Shaft, oh.
Well, shaded is what the young kids call it.
They
The
don't call it
shaded.
the
You're
shade.
throwing shade. You're
They're
throwing
throwing
shade.
Yeah, exactly.
And like your boy Mike, just so you know, Greg.
Yeah.
On my top 10 written in my journal, Monster Hunter, double starred.
Thank you. Keep it in there.
Wow.
You and I gotta keep
here we
it.
go. The Lisan Al Gaib's here.
We gotta put it. We gotta put Dune on the top 10, bro.
He's telling me it's not going to be on his
It's
top
on
10.
the top 10 for sure, for real. Last night I jumped.
For real.
Last night I jump in and I'm just man, I'm out there, man. Greg, I'm getting jasmine crystals so we can make duraluminum. And I come back and I land my ornithopter, get out of it, and I'm about to transfer all the stuff to the ornithopter. I get in, I hear it take off. I freak out. I'm like, oh my God, somebody stole one of my 2
Ornithopter
ornithopters.
jacking.
And I was like, I gotta call Andy. And then I thought, wait a minute. Maybe it is Andy.
Andy?
And it sure was.
Shit,
And he goes, dude,
fuck
I was
that.
using it for, I was like, dude, I just got out of that thing. Could you not tell the seats were warm? And he's like, oh yeah, the seats were warm.
Well,
This game's great.
I thought I made that one the color like the darker colors because I thought it was like mine. I thought yours was the one.
Well,
on the
I made
left.
it to match because I was like, oh, match. I thought the one, it doesn't matter. They're all the same, but you can have that one. That's fine.
but
I was just using that one a lot. Like, that one's got my smell in it.
But the problem is, whenever I get into my ornithopter, I always have to like move the seat because you like your seat a little bit
well,
up.
it's got the little
more.
button. You press 1 and then it goes back to you, and then press 2 and it goes back to me.
It doesn't work the way you know.
I'll
I
change
gotta
my
take it to
colors.
service. Gotta take it to service.
Remember this vibe when I Game of the Year? It's nowhere to be seen. Remember this.
This
No,
game
don't
that
put
ate
this on me.
Hundreds of hours from all of you.
Remember this.
No, don't do this. Don't.
He's
don't
coming
take this
back.
out.
He's coming back.
Tell him.
We're almost at Sandcrawler.
We're almost in.
I went
Sandcrawler
out to the
territory.
world map, which is
Yeah.
wild, but we went out to the deep desert the other day. And Mike, it's deep. It's deep.
It's so deep.
Desert.
Also, another thing to throw out there, I've been really playing a lot of the altars, and it is still so amazing at what it's doing storytelling wise. Dude,
It's ready to go.
dude, I mean, maybe not your jazz because of the going
the
out to go-
management?
the management stuff.
Because Fallout Shelter didn't do it for me, but everything you've talked about stories-wise sounds cool. And it's the same thing. Remember, Citizen Sleeper wasn't my kind of game either, but like I played it for you, and I was like, damn, this was cool.
Dude, like the stuff it's doing, holy shit. It just hit like a massive moment story-wise that blew me the fuck away, and all the character stuff, like it's fantastic. That's definitely a contender for me.
Okay.
Really damn good game. Let's do one last glance at Superchats, see if we got anything.
Superchats!
Looks like we're chill.
No love
there.
for Wildgate.
Oh, Wildgate. Yeah,
What
that's a fun
great
one.
time.
That's a fun one, and it already feels like it's over.
Oh, it's over.
Is it over?
Damn, that's
no
crazy.
way.
I mean, I'm still playing it. I played it last night, but like, I don't know, man. It's either you're in on that and you're loving it, or like you'll never play that again.
Well, okay, here's why I guess so much of the love for Wildgate, if y'all don't know what Wildgate is, it's a 4-player, 5-team competitive game where you're in your ship, one person's a pilot. You can have people keep on saying it's Sea of Thieves in space, but it's not Sea of Thieves necessarily in the way that you are just constantly existing and persisting.
It's a multiplayer
it's a
arena
multiplayer
every
game.
time. Yeah.
You when the round is done, you can say, hey, do you want to start up another round or whatever? And it's you and your squad, and one person's piloting, and you'll fly up to a space station, but there's 4 other squads out there in the deep space doing their own thing, and you'll fly up to a space station, and Mike will say, oh, Andy, go grab us that gas, and then we'll go into the space station, we'll kill the enemies here, which are little NPC bosses or whatever, and grab whatever materials we could take back to our ship to make it powerful and stronger to then fly to the next thing so that hopefully we don't get our asses handed to us by another team on their ship or whatever. It's cool in that sense for those wow moments whenever that one team might crashes into our ship to prevent us from entering the Wildgate. Like that's some amazing stuff right there. But it's the one reason why I'm still looking more forward to Jump Ship is because the Jump Ship is the same sort of concept, but it's not round based. It's just you and your homies in a ship, flying around, flying off your ship, doing, entering dungeons and first-person shooting, gathering stuff to go back to your ship to keep on flying. Jump ship is more of a persistent experience, which I think I lean more towards, as opposed to maybe a competitive game like this where you get your ass handed to you 2 times and the matches take so long, you go, I don't want to play another one. I'm good. Yeah. These matches take a long-ass time. That was one of my... Unless you get your ass whooped really quickly, then the matches won't take super long. But yeah, Jump Ship is a 1 to 4 player co-op game that is all about you all on your ship and you are jumping off to little, I want to call them roguelite style dungeons, but not really. You're getting out of your ship and you are first person shooting with your homies, gathering stuff to then make your ship better. It seems like a really cool loop and seems a bit more up my alley.
Here's one for up your alley before we go. Clutchtime. Basketball deck builder. Andy, this one is a blast.
What the hell?
If you haven't seen this one, of course, we're all into deck building games. We love Balatro, of course. Here at Kind of Funny, we love Magic the Gathering. Clutchtime Basketball Deck Builder is a really fun Steam game that a best friend recommended to me. Currently $15 on Steam. You are playing against another, you're not actually playing someone, but you're playing another team. You can see their cards laid out and you can put on defensive cards to put out there like a block, a steal, a foul. You will have opportunities on the offensive side to, of course, shoot threes. You'll be able to pass for assists, which will make all of your shots not cost any sort of stamina.
Nice.
So it's clearly made by probably a small team of one person. It's not super artsy, but when you're playing it into the 4 quarters, riding the momentum of having good possessions, basketball, Andy, is a game of what?
Inches.
Runs. It's a game of runs.
You're right.
And sometimes you're going to go on a good run. Sometimes the other team's going to go on a better run, and you just got to catch up. And yeah, this one is really, really good. I would legit say you should check this one out. This is a blast. Good music, too. Surprisingly good music.
Thanks for the reco. I love that. That's going to do it for us here on this Gamescast episode of us reviewing Grounded 2. Mike, Greg, thank you so much for the time you put into this game. I'm glad you all did your job. And, hey, you're going to have a good review. I'll say that much. Like, whenever I review as...
Oh, you're going to review
employees.
us?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean annual review?
Annual reviews,
Okay, great.
yeah.
Okay, I will expect to see the line that says, Mike and Greg, great job on Grounded 2.
Great job on Grounded 2. That'll definitely be there. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Gamescast. Remember, each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, please support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Catch today's Kind of Funny Games Daily on YouTube or podcast services. It's actually going to be live right after this. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Goodbye, gamers.